In Seedance, you give reference images and a background, and it creates a cinematic scene from those images. LTX takes only a first frame as input, but there are some workarounds using hacks like character sheets and index frames. But today, I want to introduce you to a Seedance-like input image workflow that creates videos through a reference-to-video process. Let's try the same input images and the same prompt that we just used in Seedance, but this time with the LTX MSR workflow. We'll use the exact same references and settings so we can make a direct comparison and see how LTX MSR handles the scene. Well, it's not quite at the Seedance level yet, but it's definitely getting close. The environment doesn't feel like a flat plane or a simple background image. Instead, it feels more like a real 3D world, where the camera can move around naturally within the environment. That's one of the things that makes this workflow so interesting, especially considering it's running inside LTX. ComfyUI-Licon-MSR is a ComfyUI custom node for creating fixed-frame MP4 reference videos from multiple subject images and a background image, designed for LTX 2.3 MSR or multiple subject reference LoRa workflows. Images are processed in the following fixed order: 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the background. Any disconnected inputs from 1 to 4 are skipped. The background is always required and is always placed last. Let's take a look at some of the examples generated. For this one, I input 2 characters and provided an environment: a man in a white shirt and a woman in an orange t-shirt, set in an airport. It looks like it works. The man and the woman are in the airport, walking together through the scene. Now, let's try an outdoor scene. Here, I used a woman in a black leather jacket and another woman in a white shirt, with the environment set to a park. As you can see, the 2 women are sitting on a bench in the park. Let's try another character in the same environment. It seems to understand both the input character and the environment. The environment is not just a flat background. It actually looks like a living 3D environment. Much like Seedance, it appears to generate a real 3D virtual world from the input image, allowing the characters to exist and move naturally within the scene. Well, this is the default workflow provided by the developer. I've added it to my LTX workflow. This workflow includes the standard Apex LTX image-to-video workflow, and below that you'll find the video-to-video workflow for editing. Over here on the right is the MSR workflow. So, with all these workflows combined, I've updated the workflow to version 6. You'll find the download link on Patreon. Thank you, and that's all for this quick LTX workflow update. With this update, I've stripped out most of the custom nodes to keep the workflow cleaner. For example, in the Auto Trim Audio section, which is used to create a full-length 3-minute music video from your song, I've removed the extra nodes and left only the math used to cut a 20-second section for each cue. If you want to use Auto Trim, you can simply plug it back in when needed. This makes the workflow much cleaner and easier to work with. That's all for this update.